Racing is a fantastic aspect of stand-up paddleboarding, and SUP Racing is growing rapidly, especially around here in Bend, Oregon. I'm standing at the event site for two World Paddle Association races that are held here in Bend. It's the Bend Paddleboard Challenge and the Race for the River. So today we'll cover why would you want to get into racing and then how you would go about it. First and most important reason is you just plain get better. It's more fun when you're going faster and also when you have better control. When you enter races, you encounter all sorts of conditions that you wouldn't normally get into, and so you learn how to handle those. Things like going around a buoy with tight turns, how to handle choppy water, things you might not do and be comfortable for you in just your recreational paddling, you guaranteed will be doing in racing. You know, often races are held in bad conditions, and so you need to train in bad conditions. I mean, if you show up on a scheduled race day and it's raining, sure, you take it and go. So there's your motivation to get out and train on a rainy day too. The events you choose to race in will also depend a lot on the equipment you have. The World Paddle Association established a group of races that are sanctioned so that they have standards, and standards even includes distances of the race and the categories of boards that would be involved in each one of those races. Primarily they are short course races designed for development type people, and then there's the longer course races designed for more serious racers that are really competitive. The longer course races favor race type boards, the pointed nose faster boards in two different length categories, primarily 12.6 and 14 foot. The short course races favor the surfboard style, 12'2" or below, the all-around boards that most people have had or started with, which serve as a great starting point for your races. So if the goals you set are for racing the long course races, they vary from 4 all the way up to 13.5 miles, but usually more in the 4 to 7 mile range. You'll want a pointed nose race board, and those boards are hard to get sometimes, and if you decide you want one come mid-season, you may find there are none available. So if you're making your plans to race for next season, be thinking now about the race board that you want to get. Talk to Stand Up Paddle Band, and Chip can give you some advice on which categories of boards are best for you, and then get your orders in now because they'll come in the spring, and then you'll be ready to start training. So once you've set your goals and chosen the races you're going to get into, then you need to start training. Training kind of depends on the length of the races you're going to be in, and they kind of divide your training into 3 different types. One is just length of race paddling. The other one would be interval training, where you're really paddling very hard for very short intervals. And then the third is what percentage of effort you're going to put out during your training. So on the distances, you do want to paddle quite a bit at the distance of the race that you are training for. So you know your schedule and what your goals are, and the weeks building up to that race, you want to paddle at least a couple days a week of race distance of paddling. Maybe one of those be at 80% of your effort pace, and then one of them being full 100% race paddle effort for training. Then at least set another day or two during the week for interval training, and intervals are where you put out full exertion for a short period, and that's where you really build muscle and speed in your paddling. And so often people will paddle 30 seconds on, rest for 30 seconds, then do another interval of 30 seconds on, and those intervals you are putting out 100% of effort so that you really get tired, and try to do 6 or 7 of those intervals. Some people like to ramp up their intervals, where they'll do 100% for 30 seconds, rest a short while, then 100% for a minute, rest a while, then 100% for a minute and a half, and ramp that all the way up maybe to 2 minutes, then ramp it down backwards going 1.5, then interval at 1 minute, interval at 30 seconds, and then you're exhausted. But it's very, very beneficial to your training to do intervals as well. Racing's really fun because you improve your skills, but to me the most fun is being out there and racing with my friends. I have buddies that I train with. We show up to race against each other, and we're great friends, but also we're going to be strong competitors against each other. And then you see some people racing that you wouldn't see anywhere else because everyone's gathering and showing up for that fun event. Used to be people would gather just to paddle, but now it seems like the best gatherings are the races. We've discussed the reasons why to race and then how to get into it. So now it's up to you to really make the decision and commit that you want to get out there and join that fun. So let's see you on the water next spring.